When Nazi Germany annexed Austria in 1938 through the Anschluss, it seemed the country was absorbed wholesale into the Third Reich. While many Austrians supported or acquiesced to Nazi rule, a significant but often overlooked segment of the population resisted Hitler's regime from within. Austrian resistance fighters, ranging from political dissidents to clergy, students, and everyday citizens, waged a dangerous and courageous struggle against tyranny. Their story is one of bravery, sacrifice, and a fight for freedom often overshadowed by broader wartime narratives. Early opposition and the Anschluss. Even before the Anschluss, Austria was politically fractured. The government had suppressed Austrian Nazis but also faced opposition from communists, socialists, and other anti-fascist groups. After the annexation, dissent became more perilous. The Gestapo and SS quickly moved to silence opposition, arresting, imprisoning, or executing suspected resistors. Despite this, underground networks and acts of defiance persisted. Who were the resistors? Austrian resistance took many forms and came from diverse groups. Communists and socialists organized underground cells that distributed anti-Nazi leaflets, sabotaged infrastructure, and gathered intelligence for the Allies. Religious figures, Catholic priests and clergy sometimes spoke out against Nazi ideology and aided Jews and political refugees. Notably, figures like Blessed Franz Jägerstätter refused to serve in the Wehrmacht on moral grounds. Youth groups and students. University students formed secret clubs promoting anti-Nazi ideals, sometimes linked to wider European resistance movements. Individual acts of defiance. Ordinary Austrians helped hide persecuted people, sabotaged military equipment, or attempted to communicate with Allied forces. The risks and repression. Resistance in Austria was extremely dangerous. The Nazi security apparatus was ruthless, informants were widespread, and the consequences of dissent were severe. Many Austrian resistors were arrested, tortured, sent to concentration camps, or executed. The famous 1944 Vienna uprising by communist partisans was violently suppressed, demonstrating the regime's determination to crush resistance. Contributions and impact. Although smaller in scale compared to other occupied countries, Austrian resistance contributed to the broader Allied effort. Provided intelligence about German troop movements and military installations. Sabotaged railways, communication lines, and factories to disrupt the war effort. Offered safe havens and assistance to Jews, escaped prisoners, and downed Allied airmen. Their courage inspired hope and preserved a spirit of opposition within a country dominated by Nazi power. Post-war recognition and memory. After World War II, Austria embraced the narrative of being the first victim of Nazi aggression, which often marginalized or ignored the resistance legacy. It wasn't until decades later that the sacrifices of Austrian resistors gained broader recognition. Monuments, commemorations, and historical research have since begun to honor their bravery. Remembering the forgotten struggle. The Austrian resistance to Hitler remains a poignant testament to human courage under oppression. Despite overwhelming odds, these individuals and groups refused to accept tyranny passively. Their fight, quiet, dangerous, and often solitary, was an essential chapter in the broader struggle against Nazism. Remembering their stories enriches our understanding of Austria's complex history and honors those who stood for freedom when it was most costly.